Hey, ninth grade seminar teachers, I'm ready for a life-changing video for you. So I wanted to go over for your Friday information for the pre-ACT 8 and 9. So this manual that you'll get, I'll have 3 copies of them ready to go. One will be for the flex room, one will be for Mr. Hayes's room, and then one will be for Mrs. Hanson for proctoring purposes. So I just wanted to go over with you and then share it electronically with you so you have this as well. This manual has both the pre-ACT and the pre-ACT 8-9. Anything that you see in here, we are doing the 8-9 version. Some of the instructions are just a little bit different for pre-ACT versus pre-ACT 8-9. Don't ask me the difference. I don't know. It's ACT. So, all right. So table of contents are pretty general and everything is there. Table of contents, we are going to be doing regular standard procedures. They need to make sure that we are walking through everything, just test material, test ethics, seating arrangements, all sorts of things. We'll get through all of those here in just a second. So table of contents. So standard procedures, we need to have fair product or fair testing practices, equal treatment, confidentiality, safety. You can review all of those. Payments will already be taken care of through the state. Page 3 talks about anything with supports, accessibilities, and supports. A lot of those are going to be already taken care of. English language supports, we don't have any of those. Accommodations with testing supports have already been taken care of and will not be in the general testing facilities. Timing, page 5 with administrative details. So timing guidelines, everyone that's in the room will be on the same timing guidelines. So everyone that's in the flex room and everyone that's in Mr. Hayes's room are going to be standard time testing. We cannot do more than one time code at a time. So you should be fine with that. There will not be any scribes or readers or anything like that in the general testing facilities. The facilities requirements, selecting the testing rooms. This is why we selected the testing rooms, so that they can be rearranged if necessary. They're quiet. They're going to be free from potential any interruptions, that sort of thing. I will be in the hallway, so I will be accessible to any of those places. So seating, no more than 100 examinees in one room. That's not going to be the case. We'll have it in both in the areas that are needed. They need to all be facing the same way. They need to be at least 3 feet apart. Remember, the floor squares are 1 foot by 1 foot, so that's an easy way to determine. Or you can just walk around with a yardstick if you want to. But they all need to be facing the same way. They need to be in the desks that are already provided in that area. All of our desks meet the criteria, and their work surfaces need to be standard. Here are, on page 10, are some examples of what to do versus what not to do. Everything will be set up accordingly and meet the requirements with the movable desks that are 3 feet apart. This is what we base it off of in that area. Staffing requirements. Congratulations, you meet the requirements to be a proctor in the role. I'm the test coordinator. Yay, go me. So you will be acting as proctors and room supervisors for this area. So here are your roles and responsibilities: to assist, attend to the training, which is this, check in activities, go through, and then we will be administering the test. At no time are the students to be left alone, and make sure that you are reading all of these things, that you have to maintain security, assist in any way, that sort of thing. and documentation. We will not have any sign language or interpreter roles. We will not have any readers or scribes in the regular building. The staff training is this. It will include the manual supplemental training on all of the materials. You will have access to the manuals. And here we go. So there we go. We will have a brief daily session prior to Friday morning, of specific information for this. If you have any questions, materials have been provided and will have already been ordered and are here, so you do not need to have any of this information. Security of materials, remember these are copyrighted materials. They must be kept secure. They must not be leaving the area, that sort of thing. It is an authorized test. I have received the test materials and kept them safe. On test day, we will remove those from storage, and we will put them where they need to go. I will distribute the testing materials to the room supervisors, who then you will be responsible for getting them to the student. Every student will have this. And this. They will receive instructions for completing their pre-ACT 8-9, as well as an instruction book. Those will be the first things that will be given to the students. And then you will also have on the day of the testing their actual testing booklets. So you will receive all of that information. You are expected to guarantee the security and safety of all of that material, keep the materials in a safe location for other students not to access prior to, during, or after the exam. Stack them so they're all face up in the same direction. Verify the numbers. You're walking around as they're doing it, making sure that everything is correct and matches up whenever they're filling out their information. I will prepare and package the return materials. I just have to have everything from you. So the students will be able to keep this, or you'll actually collect this prior to the testing. So that will go in one stack. Their testing answer documents will be in another stack, and then their testing booklets will be in another stack. And then I will take all of those and return them as needed. Okay. This is all for me, the order of packing the materials, so you don't have to do anything of that. I have all the header sheet and all of that information in the box to return it in. All right, so anything in here, whenever I printed it in grayscale. So if it's pink on here, it's just going to be kind of a light gray box. So you will be going through pretty much anything that's in pink is what you'll be reading. So we will have everyone making sure that they obviously don't have cell phones or any internet capabilities. If they are late, check with me and I will go through that. Oh, on left-handed examinees, this is a good thing. If they are left-handed examinees, they have to make sure that they are on a left row, end row. So typically we'll put everybody in, I'll check with who's left-handed prior to, so we have that information set up. But left-handed examinees go on the far left, so that way they have more space and they're not interrupting anyone that could be, I know it's 3 feet, but still have to have left-handed examinees. Sequence of timing, start time. Everyone in your room will be doing standard time, English, math, reading, and science. There is a break between math and reading, so this is going to be for everyone in your room. Mrs. Hanson has her students on a different time period if needed. But timepieces, each room needs 2 timepieces. The clock in the room will be as 1. It says do not use cell phone or smartwatch as one of your timepieces. If you have your computer and that has the appropriate time, that could be it could be an appropriate timepiece. Make sure you are accurately timing the test. You can put in your classroom, you can connect to that teacher's smart TV in the room and put a timer on there, so that would act as well. But you have to start and end on time. Make sure you do the 5 minute 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes remaining for this test. You will post start and stop times and announce time remaining. After test 2, there will be a break. We will have second chance breakfast delivered during that time. You are not to leave the testing room unattended at any point in time, especially during a break. So that's why we have multiple teachers if there is something else going on. They are not to have any food or drink inside the testing room. So second chance breakfast will need to be in the hallways. All right, now we are ready for administering the test. This is on page 33 of your booklet. Cell phones, no. Calculators, they can use a calculator. The yellow ones that we have at school, the handheld, are just fine. They can't have any internet access or connect to anything. If they have any games, those cannot be accessed. There is a calculator policy that will be in here, but if they're using a yellow one from the school, those are completely fine. They need to have that with them. They do not need to be going and getting it prior to. Okay. Other items, they cannot bring any other items with them. They're not bringing any other materials to work on, any coloring pages, nothing else to work on. It is test only. They cannot bring anything else into the test room. They cannot work on anything after they are finished. They can have a watch that is like an analog or digital watch, but it cannot interrupt anyone else, cannot have a alarms or anything like that, and it has to be flat on their desk. General announcement. Cell phones we've covered, calculators, hats are not permitted. We don't have any additional institutional requirements. Nervous noise, if they are making a clicking, ticking, whatever, that needs to be corrected. Restrooms, if they have to leave to use the restroom, they do not get that time made back up. So they can use the restroom closest to, but they don't get that time made up. Monitoring the room, always have to be in there. The examinees cannot be left unattended. They, at least one supervisor must remain in the room at the entire session. So no one can, it has to be an adult at all time. You'll be walking, moving, double checking, making sure that they are meeting all of the expectations. Irregularities, I will submit an irregularity report if there is anything that could be deemed irregular. If something is happening, a disturbance, make note of the examinee, make note of the time, and then get me. So hopefully we don't have any emergency evacuations, power outages, mistimings, any of those sort of things. So if someone is sick, we will take care of that and continue on. But again, make note of time remaining, time of the occurrence, student, that sort of thing. These are all prohibited behaviors for students. So if we have anyone that is trying to copy test materials, marking in other areas of the booklet, that sort of thing, there's their information, and then prohibited behaviors at the test site overall. More prohibited behaviors. Now we're ready for page 42, and that is highlighted here in the folders. So we are doing the pre-ACT 8-9. Our school code, our 6-digit school code is written in here and highlighted for you, and there's a post-it note there on page 42. Page 44 starts the non-tested information. Remember, we're looking at pre-ACT 8-9 information sheets. So here in the pink or in the gray here, I have everything highlighted on what you do need to do. If there are optional things or it says to leave blank, I have made note of those as well. If it is optional, we will not be doing it. But everything else does need to be done. So page 44, 45, as you can see, it says skip block C, leave block D blank on those sort of things. Item 23 is optional. We will not be doing that. Option 27 is optional. We will not be doing that. And on 25, let me go back to 25. They do have an example in here of what to do for your address. I love the fact that they misspelled Johnson whenever they filled in the bubbles. So make sure that they are doing whatever they put up above. Upside down. So whatever they write in the bubble, in the box here, they must fill in the corresponding oval with underneath it. So my address is 888, so it would be 888, bubble in 888, space, south, space, 190th, space, ST. And a corresponding bubble for each one. That top bubble is blank. So if there is a blank, they leave a blank box, they need to bubble in that oval. I love, like I said, I love the fact that in the example ACT gave, they misspelled Johnson here. So anyway, I think that's phenomenal. Okay, I'm on page 46, item 25. 27 is optional. That is circled on here. 29, block S. This one can get tricky. So if you need to talk through the kids with them, it is what are they going to be taking their high school courses. And this is on page 10 of this book, of this help booklet. But really, like, are they going to be taking, they're currently in 9th grade. So everything's going to be currently in or in future. Anyway, so try to have them do the best they can. If they mess up on this part, it's completely fine. 31B, Molly box T blank. We are not going to have additional questions that we will be asking. I'm sorry, I said that on the high school classes. That's actually box U. So on item 32 correction. I said it was on 29. It's actually on 32. So they have a whole page of their test booklet that asks what classes are you currently taking? What have you taken? If you've taken anything, what is your score? That sort of thing. So if they mess up on that, totally okay. All right, so then it kind of just stops. You're done with the pre-testing information, the non-testable items. Then it just stops there on top of 48. And then it gets into for the pre-ACT. Again, we're not doing that. So I've marked everything out on page 48, 49, 50, 51, and 52 because those are for the pre-ACT. We are doing the 8-9. Okay, verbal instructions start on page 53, and they are also posted there for you. So you have that information. Top of page 54, you do need to fill in the start and stop times and the 5-minute remaining chart. You do need to have that completed. So write it on the board and also write it in this booklet on page 54. You will then start reading on the bottom of page 54 for the information, the instructions. Even though some of this you've just read because you did your non-tested items, we'll have to redo that. So this is all there. Prohibited behavior, going through that again. And then through to 56. Page 57 starts with the introductory to pre-ACT. So again, that is marked off. Don't need that. That's pre-ACT only. And then here on page 59 are instructions for Test 1 English for both pre-ACT and the 8-9. So it doesn't matter there. So anything that is highlighted there is what you will read. Don't forget to do the 5-minute warning. Then go straight on to Test 2. Break after Test 2. Then Test 3 and Test 4. Make sure when each test has started and ended, you go back to page 54 and fill out your timing. So that way you have your timing on there. At the end of page 62 and 63, sorry, I know I'm going fast. At the end of page 62 and 63, it talks about collecting the answer documents. Those go in one folder, those go in one stack. Answer documents go in one stack. Test booklets go in one stack. And then I need you to make sure, count those before any student leaves and make sure you have the same number of test booklets as you do the answer documents. Sometimes kids will try to slip the answer document into the test booklet. That is no bueno. You have to make sure on here, confirm that the answer document is signed, confirm that there is a form code that is filled out and taken care of. Make sure everyone has everything, that it's you have two documents from each kid. Individually collect them, and then that way we keep those in 2 stacks. We can actually return the test booklets to them after their scores have been resubmitted or have been released to us. So we will keep those here, but we have to turn in the test documents or the answer document. They can't discuss, they can't take anything out of. And then one thing that we did not cover was, it's on page 56. Here on math, scratch paper is not permitted. So at no point in time should they have anything else on their desk other than the test booklet and the answer document. So scratch paper is not permitted at all. So if you have questions, let me know. Appreciate your time. Thank you.